I don't know how to talk to people. I don't even know how to talk to girls. That's pathetic. And that's something very important to realize. You are not good. Are you horrible at communications? Well, I'm horrible at communications. And it makes sense because as a kid, I never had that many friends. And with that, I always had trouble communicating with my friends correctly or even expressing and being charming like those students who had a lot of charm, a lot of aura, as you might say. I was like in the corner, cooped up, like, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't even know how to talk to girls. So that's how it happens. The most important part is to have confidence to talk. The most important part is that you learn that your insecurity is not that you cannot confront people to talk. Your insecurity is that you cannot bring the confidence up. You know, confronting is not the biggest issue, but people are afraid of it. But biggest issue, what happened for most people is they are not even sure or they are not even confident that they might be able to break the barrier. They feel like they will not be hurt. They feel like, oh, I will part of the job. I will be part of the joke, which makes sense and has been for me when I was quite young and had insufferable time just trying to figure out and fit in. I did have quite a lot of friends. Many are not separate, and that's what I want to talk about. We'll get to that. Now, in my early days, now having friends that I have had for about 10 years or so, maybe a little bit more, I'm grateful that I have those friends, I have them whenever I meet. But as we get to the separation part, after you are out of high school and you stop contacting them, you stop communicating, you stop expressing, you stop being in touch, they will fizzle out of your life. And that's something you have to worry about. Because after 5 years, you talk to your old friend who's been friends for 10 years or so, right? And I feel like having a long-term relationship with somebody and then you're just ditching them off because they have succeeded in life and you feel like, oh, I do not have the right to be there. The insecurity, the very insecurity that you feel like I'm not successful enough to be talking to this guy and you're afraid of confrontation when he will ask, when your friend will ask, what have you been doing all this time? That's the fear you don't want to get into. But you feel the same. You feel like, oh, yes, maybe I'm not good enough. And that's something very important to realize. You are not good enough. Probably because you have not done anything to improve yourself and then blame others that or the situations that you might not have been able to. And that leads to separation with your friends because you're not them trying to contact you and you're not replying. You're not, reading on. You're definitely reading them on Reddit. They message you on WhatsApp and you're not replying 4 days later, 5 days later. That insecurity is in you. It has happened to me, but I am trying to reprimand that. I'm trying to make sure that even though I should be present with my friends. That's very important to have because they are worth the trouble. If they are thinking you are worth the trouble, then why shouldn't you give them back? You know? And to hold relationships that's been going for 10 years and then you break it off for something as little as, hey, maybe I'm not good enough to be your friend anymore. That's pathetic. Okay? Go out and talk to your friends. And I'm going to talk about that card that I have made. And the story here is that simple. My friend was going abroad and I had decided to make him a card because he might not be coming back for a couple of years. It was a parting gift. And in my insecurity, and I felt like it's not complete. I have not been able to complete it. I did it at his home. I drew the thing, but I couldn't complete it. So I felt like I shouldn't give it to him, and I didn't. And I didn't properly say goodbye. He's back in India, but I have not properly talked to him. I have not properly made sure if he's okay. I've not properly made communications clear. So I want to give that back to him, even though it might be a little bit cringe, I think, on my part. But at the very least, something will be off my shoulders. And that's very important to have in life. Get rid of insecurities and be clear. And there's a great thing that I've seen. And there's a great list of things that I've read somewhere. Be clear, well spoken, okay? And good haircut. Be clean, take bath every day, and be presentable, and get rid of insecurities, basically. And that will help you at least get off the track. It's not about being charming, it's about being yourself. But if you don't know who you are in the first place, how can you be yourself, right? Because you're so confused and doubting yourself. Get rid of the doubt. First, sit down and figure out what is the doubt you have. What is the problem that you're going to get through? I have problems. Everybody does. I'm super thin. I'm so thin that my friends will come and say me, the wind will blow you off and you will fly away in the distance. And I'm like, yeah. But that insecurity I got rid of. You know why? Because that's something that I can control, but I have chosen not to. I'm gonna talk about it sometime. But for now, keeping relationships, keeping friendships, keeping people close to you that are fizzling away. Be glad and be grateful that it's not your parents. Okay, and if they go away, you might have some trouble in the hand. You might seriously have some troubles because now you're not even talking to your father anymore, you're not talking to your mother anymore. Even though you are in the same room, you just don't have trouble communicating. You have depression. Not really, but you probably are very insecure. And I'm pointing it out, insecurity. That's one of the biggest reasons. And that is why, with that effect, you get afraid to confront anything that comes. I have the same problem, as I said, but I am trying to get better as I'm going. And thank you for watching. This is the card I had made for my friend when he went abroad. And as you can see, there, and some lovely, it might be a little bit cringe, but this is what I had written, right? And we'll meet again. Unfortunately, I never completed it, but I promise I will send this if I get 100 likes. And believe me, I will. 100 likes. And thank you.